What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video. It's been a bit since the last ranking video, actually. Gee, I just make a lot of talking about games a lot. But, anyway, actually the last ranking video, yeah, it was nearly a bit ago. So, yeah, we're bringing them back. Today, we are going to be ranking the Mario plus Rabbids boss fights. Now, not just Kingdom Battle bosses, but we're going to separate this into two different games because I think that's the better option. And also, there is no Donkey Kong. I couldn't find a good one with the DK DLC, but I will not forget about them. Why would I forget about them? Now, all these bosses can be defeated in different ways, so I'm going to be ranking these based on how visually cool they are. So, that's probably how I'm going to rank them. Without further ado, let's go. Starting us off with Blizzy and Sandy. This speaks for itself. One of them attacks with ice and freezes you. You won't really do specials. The other one attacks with wind. You'll get blown away. This is a very interesting fight for sure. Definitely struggled with this a lot, but I think it's a visually cool idea, honestly. So, A tier. Next up we have is Rabbid Kong. Oh man, this literally made me so happy when I first heard of. It's a rabbit based on Donkey Kong. Yeah. Anyway, he has bananas everywhere. You have to get rid of them and attack him because every time he eats a banana, he's going to heal to full. Honestly, this is like one of the most iconic fights in Mario plus Rabbids. I have to put this in S tier. Not even for my bias, just how the fight is, honestly. Next up we have is Mecha Jr. There's not much I can say for this one. You fight Bowser Jr., he chases you every so often, and basically you need to just kill him. This was really the only time. I love Bowser Jr. appearing in this game. Unfortunately, he did not appear in the sequel, which is very disappointing. But yeah, but it's fine for most parts. So yeah, A tier. Next up we have is Wario and Waluigi. This one, man, Wario and Waluigi really need to do main stuff in Mario titles. But hey, this is the closest one. You're fighting rabbit forms of Wario and Waluigi. So yeah, not much to say. Do have different attacks, which is honestly pretty fitting. So yeah, S tier for that alone. A lot of these are really, really good visually. So, and all these can be defeated in different categories. So I don't know if I'd be ranking them. Anyway, next we have is Calvera. I believe that's how you say it. This was a boss fight I really did not have a fun time fighting, but otherwise, it's a pretty interesting fight. This is where you get Rabbit Yoshi. So yeah, pretty cool fight. I like it. Next up is the Phantom. Oh my god, the Phantom. This was easily one of the... I honestly really love this guy. He should definitely return in the sequel. He sings a song to roast Mario. You have to attack him when... You know, I love that part where he just sings a song. And you have to basically attack him when he doesn't have light around until you defeat him. I just overall love this fight. He needs to come back in the sequel because, oh my god, easily one of the most memorable boss fights. Next up we have is the Icicle Golem. This was a boss fight that I really didn't like the first time I played this game, but it's fine for the most part. He's going to be freezing you a lot in this fight. You just have to keep hitting him and hitting him until he goes away. That's a B tier though. Next up we have is the Lava Queen. This one is a very interesting fight I almost keep forgetting about for some reason. A lot of enemies keep coming, you just gotta keep hitting the Queen, I guess. B tier, honestly. Next up we have is Rabid Plant. These names sure are something, I will say. But yeah. Rabid Plant. Basically, it's PD Piranha, a rabbit based on PD Piranha. That's what more do I need to say? But yeah, it's just he shoots fire around everywhere, so you gotta watch out for that. But otherwise, it's a nice beginner fight. And last but certainly not least, Mega Dragon Bowser. I mean, what more do I need to say for this one? It's Bowser in a Mega Dragon form. This is easily one of Bowser's. I know fighting Bowser every time gets a bit old and all that, but this is easily one of the better Bowser battles in my opinion. So I really love this one in my opinion. So yeah, definitely an S tier for me. So now there's the so now the only thing that's left is the ones from oh excuse me, the ones from the Donkey Kong DLC. Give me one sec. Alright, I'm back. Had to do something. I love being busy. I'm recording this right after Thanksgiving, by the way. Anyway, let's go ahead and rank all the Donkey Kong DLC. I don't have a tiers with them, so I'm just gonna have to put pics on screen. So first off we have is Side Eye. He basically is he's scared all the time. You just have to chase him and attack him with DK, Rabbid Peach, and Rabbid Cranky. This is a pretty cool idea, honestly, so I really like this. I'd probably put it in A tier, honestly, so yeah. Next up we have is Finn. It's a shark-like rabbit that just goes under and digs in the sand, I guess, and you just have to go hit him and watch out. This boss can be pretty brutal, though, so yeah, I'll definitely be putting it in A tier. And last but not least is Rabbid Kong. There are two phases with Rabbid Kong. The first phase where you have to hit his shield to make him weak, and the other phase where you have the real final boss. And definitely, I'll put both versions in S tier, honestly. So, because I love Rabbid Kong. Can you blame me, guys? Alright, and that's all the Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle bosses ranked. Let's go with Sparks of Hope. Alright, now we're ranking the Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope boss fights, which includes these side quests as well. So let's go and get started. Obviously, it's based visually how cool they are. These can all be defeated in different ways. So yeah, let's just see how this goes. First off, we have is a giant Goomba. It's just a giant Goomba. That's it. There's not much I can really say. It's just a Goomba made of darkness, or dark mess, I should say. And yeah, not particularly interesting. Next up, we have is Giant Wild Claw. Based on Tony the Tiger? Nah, not really. This is a nice beginner fight. Basically, if you hit him multiple times, he tries to chase you and attack you. Just try to defeat him. This is a nice beginner fight, so I'd say like a solid, B tier, I guess? I guess B tier. Next up is a Giant Manga Flow. It's one of those big guys that you see later in the game. It's just that guy. That's about it. It's C tier. I guess it's a little on the brutal side. Other than that, it's just nothing crazy at all. Next up we have is Dark Mess Bowser. I mean, we fight Bowser plenty of times in multiple games, but I say Sparks of Hope does it pretty well. A lot of attacks that Bowser usually does Sparks of Hope apply to Dark Mess Bowser with a lot of more interesting attacks too. Surprising I'm putting this in A tier, but I think it's pretty cool, honestly. Next up we have is Dark Mess Edge. I swear, I want to say Sage so badly. I don't know why I keep saying that. But yeah, Dark Mess Edge is basically the same as like Bowser with multiple attacks. It can be a little on the brutal side, because I feel like I had a lot of problems with this one than Dark Mess Bowser. But other than that, it's a pretty cool fight. So yeah. Next up we have is the rabbit I don't have a crush on. Midnight. She has multiple phases. She doesn't look like she even belongs in the game because it's just a rabbit with bunny ears. But anyway, a ghost with ears, I should say. Anyway, she has multiple phases, a lot of attacks. She teleports everywhere. This one can be this one can go on for a bit. But honestly, yeah, I gotta give this S tier, honestly. I really love Midnight. Not the way y'all think. Next up we have is a giant Squashette. It's just that squash that you see in multiple games, but it's harder. Yeah, cool. Sorry about that. Next up we have is the Bedrock. This is the rabbit you fight when you're when you meet up Bowser. This one is honestly really cool, and I really love the music, honestly. He pounds the floor everywhere, and you have to pound all four paths because you can't really hit him because you don't really do much damage, or her, I guess to say. You don't really do much damage. Overall, a very, very cool fight. Next up we have is a giant Depler. Basically one of these that heals often. It can be pretty brutal, but other than that, it's just not that interesting at all, so yeah. Next up we have is Daphne. This was honestly one of the most surprising fights I experienced, to be honest. This is another boss with multiple phases, of course, where you have to, the last phase you have to climb, other phase you have to just go attack Daphne. This was honestly a pretty cool fight. S tier for sure. And I really love the cutscene that plays right before it plays. Oh my god, everyone's just falling. That's just how cool this is. Next up we have is a giant Wiggler. You'd think a regular Wiggler fight wouldn't be interesting, but no, it actually is. The Wiggler is trying to destroy the train. You have to kill him before he destroys all the parts. of the train. This is honestly pretty cool. He has dark mess all over his segments, and you have to destroy all of them before the time's up, or before all the turns are out. This is honestly a pretty cool fight. So yeah. Next up is Dark Mess Magic Koopa. Or a giant Magic Koopa, I guess. It's just a Magic Koopa with just more damage. Yay! And last but not least, of course, Cursa. This, I honestly am debating whether this or Bowser as the final boss. I think this one has yet to be topped in my opinion. This is another boss with 3 phases. Obviously, as the final boss, are crying out loud. But I guess the original didn't have 3 phases. But still, Cursa, in the first phase, you have to destroy the hands. The second phase, you actually attack Cursa. And then after that, that's the moment you free Rosalina. However, it's not over yet. We have to fight the actual evil himself. You help Rosalina charge up her wand to actually do damage. And then you have the finishing blow as the end. It's such a satisfying ending, man! S tier. Thank you, Ubisoft, for doing Rosalina well in this game. And that's all the bosses in Mario plus Rabbids ranked. This is probably going to be outdated, especially when Rayman gets added, but I'm very glad I did this. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. This is not the end of Mario plus Rabbids content, because I really love this series. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time for more. Later, folks.